Hello everybody, my name's Andy, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how I went from having a tank like this to a tank like this within 6 months. Well, as you can see guys, the tank has actually came a long way since the last video. This is a pretty good example of what can actually be achieved within 6 months if you know what you're doing. Now obviously if you've been following my videos, you'll know that I have actually cheated a bit here, because a lot of these colonies have been moved over from the Red Sea Reefer 350 tank that I'm in the process of shutting down, so the corals are a bit more grown out than they would have been if I had started the entire tank from tiny frags. But the fact that the colonies are actually surviving and starting to base out in this tank at this stage is still pretty good going. Now a few of them did actually lose their colour a bit, but that is typical of Actinic when you move them from one tank to another. Another thing to note is I think I might have actually lost track of a month somewhere. It's closer to 7 months than it is 6 months, but we won't split hairs. So let's take a closer look at some of these corals. So if we start off here on the left hand side, you'll see the slime ball Anacropora is really starting to grow there. We also have the pearlberry still basing out. So over here we have a sort of little LPS garden. We have the two hammers there and the two different kinds of candy canes. Behind those we have the two Aiken colonies and a large Duncan that is really starting to grow. We've also got a camel shrimp. So here we have three different Stylophora colonies, a pink, a green and a rainbow, so hopefully they'll grow into each other. So here we have two encrusting Montiporas, another two types of Aiken on this side, a green bird's nest, we have a green staghorn below the Acropora colony there. We have a large sort of blue stag to the left, and up top we have a rainbow Montipora, and I believe that is a Bali shortcake in front of the green slimer. So over to the left on the frag rack we have two pearlberry frags, and I believe that is a Miyagi tort. So as you can see, a lot of the frags are actually doing quite well here and basing out. So that's a stylo frag, a few different torts. I can't even remember the names of every single frag here. We have a bonsai, red planet, blue stag, more torts. Behind them we have a red planet and an unknown acrosorty on magnetic holders. That is a strawberry shortcake sticking off the rock. So here we have an encrusted Superman Montipora. Next to that we have a gold octospawn and a pink and green frog spawn. This colony above the shrimp is an AAC Wonderland, but it's lost its colour. So now a quick look at the right hand side of the tank. So this colony coming into focus is a strawberry shortcake. There's the Bali green slimer I've had for a while. The pink one there is Pinky Bear, so both that colony and the strawberry shortcake came from the 350. There's a bloody camel shrimp again. So we have a branching Cyphastria and a green pavona there. The other side we have some encrusting Cyphastria, Montipora setosa, and we have a better look at this sort of unknown tabling acro that I'm not quite sure what it is. We also have a couple of other smaller acrofrags that came from the 350. So that was just a little tank tour to let you see how things are going and what new corals have been added and whatnot. So as you can see, things are doing well, and it'll just be a case of letting them grow out for a time being. Another thing you've probably noticed is the difference in picture quality. So I've upgraded my phone to a Samsung S20 and I'm using the Orphic Reef lens kit. So the lens that's currently being used and what has been used to film this video so far is the 15K lens. Now I'm not quite sure if I like it or not. It certainly lets the phone see the coral colours a lot better, but I'll give you a quick look at what the 20K lens looks like. So this is the 20K lens, and as you can see it's much bluer. Now I actually think that what I'm actually seeing with my eyes is somewhere between the 15K and the 20K lens. So neither one is given a 100% true representation of what the actual tank looks like. So maybe you can let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Another factor that may be affecting this is I've recently swapped out all the tubes on the ATI T5 unit, so I now have 2 Blue Plus on the outside. The next row in on each side I have 2 Aquablue specials, then on the inside I have 2 pure actinic tubes along with the LED in the middle. So I think the actinic tubes are pretty difficult for any sort of electronic device to actually pick up properly. So we'll just take a quick look at the sump section here, just to show you that there is nothing special going on. Just a very basic setup. So we just have an ordinary skimmer there, using a filter sock. We have some live rock in the sump and some ceramic media. I have a pH probe linked to an apex where I monitor the pH, but that's all the apex does. I've got a very basic Jacod doser and just an ordinary plug socket panel there, so really nothing special going on. So as you can see, it doesn't take a fancy setup to keep Acropora alive or run a system like this. What I'm dosing is Alpha Reef at 16 mils per day currently, and I'm dosing a tiny little bit of ATI Essentials Phosphate, as the phosphate is really low in this tank. So other than that, there is no secret. Just keep a stable alkalinity and have a broad bank of lighting that covers the entire scape. Spread is more important than actual power in this case. Combine that with a strong broad flow and you're golden. That's all it takes to successfully run a tank like this. So if you found this video interesting, then please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.